Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. Let's get to the news. The noise around Ibrox has been building for days, but now it feels like the whole of Glasgow is vibrating with the same rumour. Rangers have finally wrapped up the signing of Kevin Nisbet, and the entire season has just been thrown into a different universe. Folk are saying it started as a wee whisper outside the training centre, the kind of murmur you'd usually ignore, but this one grew arms and legs so fast that by the time the floodlights came on, half the city was treating it like gospel. You could practically feel the pulse of anticipation rolling through supporters' chats, pubs and group threads, everyone asking the same question. Has the club really pulled this off? The timing, the secrecy, the sheer boldness of the move? It all has that classic Rangers flair. The sort of transfer that isn't just about plugging a gap in the squad, but about shaking the whole league awake. And honestly, if even half of what's being whispered is true, we're looking at the kind of signing that can flip momentum overnight, the kind that makes rivals scramble to adjust before the ink is even dry. Folk close to the club are saying the discussions weren't just quick, they were lightning, almost like Rangers had been waiting for the exact perfect moment to pounce and turn the season on its head. There's this story going around that the deal was pushed over the line in almost total silence, with just a handful of people aware of the final negotiations, which only adds to the drama. People love that cloak and dagger feeling, that sense that something massive is happening behind the scenes while everybody else is staring at the pitch. And if the rumor's right, Nisbet wasn't just convinced by the usual things like wages or playing time. The chat is that he was shown a proper long-term plan, a vision for what his role would be in rebuilding the team's dominance. It's the sort of pitch that hits a player in the pride more than the pocket. And supporters are already dreaming about what that means once he pulls on the shirt. It's not just a signing, it's a statement. And statements like this travel fast through Scottish football. The talk online has been absolutely wild, with supporters going from cautious optimism to full-blown excitement in the space of a single afternoon. Clips of Nisbet's goals are suddenly being shared everywhere again, the kind of highlight reels that folk watch and start imagining how they'll look in blue under the bright lights of Ibrox. And let's be honest, the team has been crying out for a forward with that mix of aggression and composure, someone who doesn't just wait for chances, but hunts them down like it's personal. The rumour mill says the coaching staff have been buzzing about the possibility for weeks, hinting that his style fits perfectly with what they've been trying to build in training. Supporters are even saying that the dressing room is already preparing for the shift in dynamic, ready for that injection of sharpness and energy that can only come from a signing who has everything to prove. It's all building into this perfect storm of expectation, the kind that can make a season ignite out of nowhere. Down the pub, you'd swear some folk were in the negotiating room themselves. The way they go on about it, the stories just keep snowballing like whispers that a few of the senior players were secretly pushing for the move, telling the higher-ups that Nisbet was the missing piece they needed to properly compete again. Whether that's true or just classic Scottish exaggeration, it shows how much belief the fans are pouring into this rumoured transfer. And in fairness, there's something about this kind of moment that feels bigger than reality, almost cinematic. You can picture the big unveiling already. The cameras flashing, supporters chanting, the kind of roar that echoes all the way across the Clyde. It's mad how a single name can cause so much anticipation. But this is Rangers we're talking about. Big moves are part of the DNA. If the club really has pulled this one off, it's the kind of power play that sends a message loud enough for every rival to hear. Even the neutrals, well, as neutral as anyone in Scotland ever gets, have been drawn into the chatter, analysing whether Nisbet's arrival would stretch defences, open up space, or simply force opposing managers to rewrite their game plans entirely. Some pundits are apparently preparing segments already, ready to spin whatever happens into the story of the season, and it's no wonder, because there's a real sense that this could shift the balance of power if it all comes to pass. It's not every day that a club makes a move that feels like a turning point before a ball has even been kicked. But the whispers make it sound like Nisbet is walking into Ibrox, not just as another signing, but as a spark, a catalyst, the sort of player who can make the rest of the squad lift their level just by stepping onto the training pitch. Folk are saying the mood around the club feels different, like something big is brewing, and you can't help but get caught up in it. And now, the biggest rumor of all is that the announcement could drop at any moment tonight, tomorrow morning, maybe even with one of those dramatic social media teasers the club loves to do. That alone has fans refreshing their phones like it's a sport of its own. The speculation is relentless. What shirt number will he take? When will he be unveiled? Has he already done the photo shoot? And beneath all that excitement, there's this deeper feeling, this hope that the entire direction of the season is shifting because Rangers have finally taken the swing supporters have been waiting for. A bold move in a moment when boldness was needed, whether the deal is truly done or just on the edge of becoming official. The city is buzzing with the same energy, that electric, unstoppable certainty that something massive is happening behind the scenes. And until the club breaks its silence, the rumor is only going to grow louder. The second wave of whispers is even more dramatic, almost like the rumor has evolved into its own living thing, spreading from Govan to the East End and back again. People are saying this isn't just any signing, it's the kind that the squad has been quietly begging for, the one piece that transforms the entire tactical setup. And the craziest part is that everybody seems to know someone who heard it from a reliable source, even though nobody can actually name anyone who was in the room. That's Scottish football for you. The mystery is part of the excitement. There's chatter that Nisbet could be thrown straight into the starting lineup the moment he arrives, with the coaching staff already sketching out new formations to maximize his strengths. Whether that's true or just hopeful imagination, it shows how desperate supporters are to see a fresh injection of firepower. The mere possibility has people walking into work with a bounce in their step, chatting about the potential link-ups, the goals, the celebrations. It's hope dressed up as rumor, and it's spreading fast. Some folk are even claiming that Nisbet himself has dropped hints on social media, like here, cryptic emoji there, the kind of tiny crumbs that fans feast on like it's solid proof, and you know how it goes. Once one person starts analyzing it, the whole fan base becomes a detective squad zooming in on screenshots, checking timestamps, comparing comments like it's evidence in a courtroom. Maybe there's nothing to it. Maybe it's just coincidence, but it doesn't matter because the story has already taken on a life of its own. Supporters are feeling that emotional mix of excitement and nerves, as if the transfer window itself is watching them back. They're imagining how Nisbet would react to the noise of Ibrox, how he'd handle the pressure, how he'd celebrate that first big goal in front of the Copland stand. It's all speculative, of course, but speculation is half the thrill. It's the heartbeat of every rumour season. There's another rumour floating around that this deal wasn't just about football. It was about timing, strategy, and proving a point in a title race that won't wait for anyone. Apparently, the board wanted to show they could still make a decisive move when it matters, that they're not here to drift through the season, but to reshape it entirely. Focus saying, this move, if confirmed, will be the moment everyone looks back on as the start of a turning tide. And honestly, you can feel that belief growing with every conversation. People are imagining the ripple effect throughout the squad, the boost in morale, the renewed sense of competition, the sudden feeling that anything's possible again. Opponents would have to rethink everything. Supporters would feel the buzz return, and the team would walk onto the pitch with a swagger that's been missing lately. Even if it's just a rumor for now, it's the kind that carries weight because it speaks directly to what fans have been craving: action, intent, ambition. Meanwhile, the media are circling like seagulls at the harbour, waiting for even the tiniest scrap of confirmation to turn into a full-blown headline. They know this story has the potential to explode, to dominate the discussion for days, maybe even weeks. Some outlets are apparently drafting articles with multiple versions ready to hit publish the moment the official word drops. It's that level of anticipation, and supporters can sense it too, that the silence from the club means something big is brewing, not that there's nothing happening. They've seen this pattern before. Everything goes quiet right before something massive becomes official. It's almost like the calm before a storm, the kind of eerie stillness that makes your stomach flip because you know something is coming, you just don't know when. And that tension is addictive. It's the reason folk keep checking their phones, refreshing their feeds, waiting for that iconic blue background announcement graphic to finally break the suspense. Then there's the emotional side of it, the part that doesn't get talked about as much but matters just as much to the fans. The idea that Nisbet arriving could reignite a connection between the supporters and the team. A new signing, especially one with this much noise around it, has a way of lifting the whole atmosphere. Suddenly people are talking about match days again, about plans for the weekend, about who's going to be first to sing his name. It pulls the whole community together in a way only football can. You've got older supporters telling stories about great strikers of the past, younger ones dreaming about the future, and everyone meeting in the middle with the same excitement. And when a rumor creates that kind of bond before the signing is even confirmed, you know you're dealing with something special. It's more than just a player joining a club. It's the spark of belief catching fire again. And now the final rumor swirling through every supporter group is that the reveal video has already been filmed. The iconic badge shot, the first walk onto the pitch, maybe even a wee message to the fans recorded in advance. Nobody knows if it's true, but people want to believe it because it fits perfectly with the narrative that's been building all week. The idea that everything is ready to go and the club is just waiting for the perfect moment to hit play. It's dramatic, it's theatrical, it's pure football storytelling. And until the moment the official announcement finally drops, the rumor will keep growing, twisting, glowing brighter with every passing hour. Rangers fans are living on the edge of anticipation, the whole city humming with the same thought. If Kevin Nisbet is really walking through those doors, the entire season might never be the same again. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Some folk are even whispering that the dressing room has been preparing for this moment longer than anyone realized, like the players sensed a big arrival before the supporters caught wind of it. There's this rumor going around that a couple of the lads have already been talking about how Nisbet's movement could change the tempo of matches, how his instinct in the box forces defenders to panic in ways we haven't seen lately. And you can almost imagine it, training sessions suddenly sharper, passes faster, everyone trying to prove they deserve to be in the 11 when the new man steps in. It's that burst of competition that only a major signing can create. The kind that lifts standards without a single meeting being held. People are saying the energy around the club feels different, almost like there's a charge in the air that nobody can explain yet, just that something is shifting, and everyone can feel it humming beneath the surface. There's also a growing rumble that rivals are starting to take notice, even if they'd never admit it out loud. You can picture managers and commentators pretending they're not paying attention, acting like it's no big deal, but deep down they're already thinking about how they'll handle the threat if the move goes through. Some supporters are joking that you can practically hear the keyboards clattering across the city as rival fan bases try to play it down online, claiming it's overhyped or unnecessary. But the louder the denial, the clearer it becomes that the rumor has struck a nerve. It's classic Scottish football theatre. One club makes a bold move, and suddenly everyone else is scrambling to respond, trying not to show how rattled they really are. And that's exactly why this rumor feels so powerful, because it isn't just about Rangers getting stronger. It's about everyone else feeling the ground shift beneath their feet. And now the final whisper, the one turning into a roar, is that the timing of the announcement might be tied to something symbolic, a home match, a specific date, maybe even a tribute moment that turns the reveal into pure spectacle. Folk are saying the club wants maximum impact, the kind of unveiling that catches the entire country off guard and becomes one of those iconic "where were you when" moments that supporters talk about for years. Whether that's true or just another layer added by the rumor mill, it fits perfectly with the energy building around the story. People are already imagining the scenes, the stadium shaking, the cameras flashing, Nisbet stepping into the spotlight as if he's been preparing for it his whole life. It's dramatic, emotional, and pure football magic. The kind of moment that turns rumor into legend and legend into belief. And until the truth finally breaks through, the city will keep buzzing, waiting, dreaming, convinced that something massive is about to erupt. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned,